somebody in the White House needs to take Trump and sit his ass the fuck down. Life already hard, now we gotta worry about this bullshit. Ever since you stepped foot in the motherfucking White House, you ain't did nothing but cause motherfucking chaos. I'm not getting out there and fighting no motherfucking body. I'm on Iran's side. I'm on their motherfucking side. Fuck the U.S. I don't give a damn.
Last 4 years, we've been held hostage under the Democratic rule. That is horrible, horrible, horrible. We've had more taxes. We paid more for everything.
Wait, you think that taxes? You think that taxes have been like really high in the last 4 years, right?
It's not just that. We paid for everything. We, the middle income America, was paying for the Democratic. All this.
I just want to clarify. You didn't like Biden and Harris's tax code.
I did not.
Would you ever vote for it again?
No.
Under any circumstances?
No.
It was Trump's tax code.
No, it was Obama's. It was Obama's.
In 2017, Donald Trump passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, in which was his tax code and set to expire this year, meaning under the entire Biden-Harris administration, we were under Donald Trump's tax code. You just told us that you hated that tax code and you never vote for it again under any circumstances.
I would never vote for a Democratic regime ever.
So it had nothing to do with what they were doing and all to do with the fact that they're Democrats. Party over country every single day you're a member of a cult.
How to speak Trump. Well, Saturday. Guess I should mow the grass. Trump translation.
We're going to take care of the grass. It's that time of week. A lot of people take care of the grass on Saturdays. Some people do it other days. A lot of guys don't even take care of the grass. I do. I know all about the grass. I own a lot of grass. I have the greatest grass, and I know the best type. Some people are suggesting maybe we attack it militarily. We haven't discussed that fully. We have a lot of military technology that people don't know about that could eviscerate the grass. And I don't know if you heard about this in Springfield, Ohio. They're eating the grass. The people are eating the grass, which is disgusting, disgraceful. We don't do that here. So we're going to take care of the grass. And I'll tell you what, we're going to mow America's grass again.
What's up, guys? Welcome back again to this channel. So you know what time it is right now. So we are breaking down another viral political clip that's been making waves, and this one, you like it is doozy, and we have got somebody ranting about it. 4 years of being held hostage under the Democratic rule, saying that taxes are through the roof, middle class America is throwing and planting it all on Biden. So let's go ahead and unpack this, because the facts are actual. The facts are actual and tell a very different story. First of all, guys, the speaker claims that people have been living under the Democratic rule that raised taxes. But here is the thing: the tax code that people have all been under for the past 4 years is actually Donald Trump. Yeah, it was Donald Trump's 2027 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and that is right, because Trump owns tax plan and Biden did not rewrite it. In fact, that act was literally scheduled to expire in 2025, meaning for Biden's entire presidency so far, people still be operating under the Trump tax rules. Now, the wild part is that those 2017 cuts mostly benefited the wealthy and the corporations, and while the middle class saw only minor and temporary relief, and those benefits are the ones that are expiring. So when people feel the pinch today, it is partly because that plan was designed to fade out for working Americans and keeping the corporate cuts permanent. So guys, what do you guys think about this video? Please let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Let's watch the remaining clip and I will come back to talk more about it.
We have some more serious news right now. A father of a United States Marine who was wearing a t-shirt that said "Father of a U.S. Marine" has been detained by ICE and immigration officials while visiting his pregnant daughter. A United States Marine by the name of Steve Rios told NBC News' San Diego affiliate that his parents were detained by ICE outside of Camp Pendleton. The point of it was to take his pregnant younger sister and him to breakfast. They had done that multiple times over the past several months. This time, however, they were stopped at the gate. They were taken to a downtown detention facility. And now, according to NBC, his father has already been deported. His mother's whereabouts are unknown right now. Neither had a criminal record. Both had pending green card applications in the United States of America. Just because you don't hear this every day on the news doesn't mean it isn't happening right now. So spread the word so more people know. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
You're not gonna believe this shit. Here's your latest unhinged headlines. Up first, $2 trillion in stock market value was wiped out on Friday after old Yam Tits posted this. Another market manipulation manifesto.
It's Trump time.
Oh, and little Big Baron made $80 million shorting crypto 30 minutes before the announcement.
He's got an unbelievable aptitude in
Fraud. Next, big surprise here. The toxic tangerine currently invading American cities didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize.
person who actually got the Nobel Prize called today and said, I'm accepting this in honor of you because you really deserved it. A very nice thing to do. I didn't say then give it to me, though.
Liar. Yeah, you did. Next, more health tips from Deep Fried Mel Gibson.
There's 2 studies that show children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism. And it's highly likely because they're given Tylenol.
Highly. Yeah, definitely. How much Tylenol do you think you snorted before decimating the CDC?
A lot.
And finally, guess who's giving up on heaven?
I mean, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven.
Nope. Because
he's fucking Satan. He is fucking Satan. Donald Trump has got to be fucking Satan for sure.
don't forget to hit follow for more unhinged headlines.
I mean, Bibi would call me so many times, can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. But we'd get them here, wouldn't we? Huh? And they are the best. They are the best. But you used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them. And you obviously used them very well. But so many that Israel became strong and powerful, which ultimately led to peace. That's what led to peace.
That right there is the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, talking about how the United States itself supplied the weapons to Israel for Israel to commit mass genocide to the Palestinian people inside Gaza. This right here is not freedom. This right here is not liberation. This right here is complete destruction beyond recognition. Plain and simple, you guys. Plain and simple. And there are so many people all over social media right now talking about how, where are these protesters at that were screaming for years about free Palestine, and Donald Trump ended up freeing them. This is not freedom. This is not liberation. This is utter destruction brought forth by the Israeli people and the United States of America, since the United States of America ended up supplying the weapons needed for Israel to commit this. And those are Donald Trump's words, not mine. Those are Donald Trump's words. And for the American people, MAGA, that love looking at charts, love looking at numbers when it comes down to things, right here, you guys, also is the chart. So during that horrific attack that ended up taking place on October 7th, innocent civilians killed compared to the innocent civilians killed inside Gaza. Where's the justification right there? Let me know your thoughts in your comments over there, because how does that justify what you ended up doing? Fucking joke.
This clip is not getting near the attention it deserves, so I have to share it with you because nobody is appreciating the hilarity in something that J.D. Vance said on Face the Nation this weekend. So we're going to watch it and then unpack why it should inspire us to both laugh at Vance and the Republican-powered administration and also get really excited for when Vance is on the ballot. First, to ensure you have the right context, last week the Trump administration sent layoff notices to 1,400 scientists at the CDC because they want to punish public health for the shutdown. But then on Saturday morning, almost half of those notices were rescinded because they were sent by mistake. And as a result, J.D. Vance was given a chance to try to explain why the Republican government can't do things. This is what he said.
The government shutdown inevitably leads to some chaos. We've got to move some things around. And in that moving things around, there is some chaos.
In less than 3 minutes, he used the word chaos 6 times. But he's pretty good at talking circles around the subject, so let's put this in very plain English. He's saying it's Chuck Schumer's fault that the Trump administration accidentally fired 700 scientists because the Trump administration, which controls every aspect of government, can't not make mistakes when left with the exclusive responsibility of running the government. The responsibility, I must remind you, for which they begged us. The responsibility with which they said they would fix everything. And the responsibility with which they said they could be trusted. But now we find out in their own words that when those unelected deep state bureaucrats are forced to go home and your elected Republican leaders and their political appointees are left with sole responsibility, the result is, in a word, chaos.
It's Monday night, and here's what happened. A typhoon hit Alaska. It hit western Alaska and caused immense damage for rural communities. So far, we know that they have rescued 51 people and 2 pets, but rescue operations are still underway. I have not seen an indigenous-led organization that is doing the recovery stuff, so if you know who it is, please tag them in the comments. The government shutdown will continue as Speaker Johnson canceled another meeting with Democrats, saying that he will not negotiate at all on the Democrats' demands to maintain the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Governor Newsom of California signed a law today that will require social media companies to issue a health warning, similar to the one that you find on packs of cigarettes, against the mental health dangers of using social media. Remember a couple days ago when Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said, "No more fat troops"? Well, he apparently really meant that because he has dismissed several members of the Texas National Guard who were deployed to Chicago for not meeting the physical fitness standards. This dismissal came after this photograph circulated widely of Texas's National Guard showing up uninvited to Chicago. Today we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, and I found a really cool story about how Novo Nordisk and Newman's Own Foundation donated $720,000 to Indigenous organizations. The goal of this project is to fight against persistently high rates of food insecurity in tribal communities, but the way they divvied up the money is the most interesting part of the story. The company didn't send the money with a bunch of strings. They allowed the Indigenous organization to work with a group of 16 to 24-year-old participants to decide which 24 organizations should get the money. The Indigenous Tomorrow's Fund hopes that this exercise in allowing young people to make the decisions about where philanthropic dollars is spent instead of consultants will serve as a successful model for other charity organizations to follow. A new report on tipping says that the city where the tips are the best is Denver, and the generation that tips the most is the baby boomers. Donald Trump seems very worried still about not getting into heaven and is now invoking prosperity gospel, asking for donations to help him get into heaven. And we are talking even more about the history of the U.S. military relations with Qatar over on my Substack, including a timeline of how long we've been training with Qatar. It goes all the way back to 1991. We also talk about the number of universities that have created a Doha campus. We've trained Qatar on our Navy facility since the early 2000s, Special Forces since 2016, and Qatar even has state partnerships to train with the National Guard in West Virginia. In addition, we just broke ground on a new training facility in Qatar for Space Force. Qatar has a long history of massive human rights violations, and while I don't personally travel to Qatar or Doha, that has not stopped a bipartisan supermajority of our leaders from working with them since the 90s. Buffalo Bills are kicking off in a couple of minutes. I wonder what the governor has to say about that.
Go Bills!
So guys, welcome back again, and thank you so much for clicking. So let's dive in to where we stop here. So now the widest part of those 2017 scores like mostly benefited the wealthy and the corporations, and why the middle class saw only minor, right? So when the speaker says that Democrats raise taxes, that is just factually wrong. And if anything, what we are seeing now is the delayed effect of a a Republican tax policy that favored the top and left everyone else paying the bill later. So, and the kicker is that the person ended by saying that, oh, you just told you don't have voted for it again under any circumstances. So party over country. So you are in a court, and that last line actually makes the irony here. So it is calling out the hypocrisy of people and also defending policies. So they don't even understand just because of partisan loyalty. So, when people talk about who raised your taxes, maybe double check who wrote the taxes law first. And the truth does not always fit the party narrative, but it is still the truth. So, and anyway, that is my take. And if you do found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more mind boosting political commentary, and drop your thoughts below. And I want to hear that you think about how misinformation like this spread. Until next time, so let me know what to think about it in the comment section.